Alright, a little virtual tour around my workshop of disaster. It's my Philco 39116. It opens up here, and there's the controls. This thing has a remote control, and there it is. You just dial up the station on it, and it would dial around, and the radio would change channels. One of these lights here would light up and tell you what station you're on. You have to put your little sticker here to match the little thing here, and that's how you know what you got. This was made in 1939, and it works perfectly. This is a 1947 Westinghouse. It's called the Fridge, because it sort of looks a little bit like a refrigerator. Let's see here, what else we got? This is the amplifier to a Scott 800B. This is the radio part. This sits in the cabinet. The cabinet is upstairs in my bedroom. It's out here I was doing some work on it and haven't gotten around to putting it away yet. And that's the speaker. 15-inch Jensen speaker with a 5-inch tweeter in the middle of it. The shelf of antique CB radios. Let's see, a Shakespeare, a Tram Titan, Tram Titan 2, a Robin 520, we're not going to talk about that, a Sonar FS23, and I forget who makes that thing up there. It's a microphone amplifier, power supply, Tram D201A, the Garrard I've been working on, a late 50s Telefunken radio, a late 50s Blaupunkt radio. Let's see here. That's my Magnavox tube amplifier. My old U.S. Army Signal Corps signal generator. Up there is the stereo that I've got hooked up. It's kind of turned out so I could plug the turntable in. It's an Allied Model 495, made by Pioneer. That is a Philco 511, made in, I believe that's 1928. That is a Silvertone Model H, made in 1928. That's a homebrew thing. I have no idea when that was made. That is a B battery eliminator. In the old days, radios used to run on batteries, one for the filament, one for the plates on the tubes. And you'd have a 6-volt for your filament and a 90-volt for the plates. This thing here gives you your 90-volt for the plate. This is a GE. I think this was made in 1947 or 1948. AM shortwave. That works pretty well. It's been refinished. It's not a great job, but radio works really nice. That's the speaker that I use for the Philco. That's the speaker that I'm supposed to use for the Philco, but as you may notice, there's some parts missing. That is a Fata, I forget what model that is, from about 1930. I just recently got that working. It's a nice little piece. That's the back of a Nordmend that I haven't gotten around to fixing yet. There's something wrong with it, and I don't know what. This is a Day Fan AM radio from 1926. I have no idea if this works. I haven't tried to power it up. This is a 3-dialer, as you can see. Originally, in the old days, you would dial your stations in. This would be your first section, your second section, and the third section, and you would have to manually adjust these 3 dials to get your stations in. You have a knob here for the RF, for the filaments for the RF tubes. You have a knob here for the filaments of the audio tubes. This is your volume control. This is your RF gain control. And then the 3 knobs. So you kind of need 5 or 6 hands to operate this. They simplified it later with this on volume tuning. Much simpler. This is a little cheap FM tuner, some Japanese thing. Doesn't work that well, but I think I got it for $5 or something. I built this. This is a 6BQ5 mono amplifier. I'd like to find another transformer here so I could build a stereo one, because this is a pretty neat little amp. Works pretty well. Over here, underneath this pile of stuff, this is half of a Hoffman console. There's the other half. This is stereo from the very early days. You know, you would have your tuner, which is mono, AM, FM mono, and your record changer, which was stereo. So if you wanted to listen to stereo, you'd turn this on, and there's an amplifier in here, looks just like this. You'd set it up, and you know, you'd turn on stereo. And when you wanted to listen to the radio, you'd shut this off, and you'd turn this to tuner and listen to the radio. This is a pretty nice little unit, actually. It's got very nice amplifiers in it. The tuner works really well. That needs an idler wheel, but not a big deal. It does work. It just doesn't cycle through. This is the auxiliary cabinet from a Magnavox console. I don't have the rest of the console, I just have the speaker. So I'm using it for that. That is a Stancor Williamson amplifier from about 1956 or so. It's got a pair of 807 tubes in it. Zoom in on those babies. These were pretty much World War II surplus transmitting tubes, and people started finding use for them in other applications because they're very cheap. This is good for about 25 watts. It doesn't sound bad, actually, but they sure do look cool with those big plate caps. There's about 500 volts under that, and that'll knock you on your ass if you're not careful. That's the tuner I use with it. Yes, that is a Realistic from Radio Shack before they sucked. That probably dates to about 1960, maybe a little bit older than that. And that's all I got going on in here. This is my lawn tractor. It used to run hot, so I threw away the hood. It was broken anyway. I got piles of stuff on the floor. Oh, this is the radio I used to have at work. 1958 Norelco. It works. It got, we were hanging something up at work, and it kind of got bumped, which is why I brought it home. I need to replace the cloth here. Radio works fine, though. That's about all I got going on in here. So let me shut this thing off, and I'll update when I have some more information. Oh, I'm sorry. I do have more stuff in here. That's my oscilloscope and RCA vacuum tube voltmeter. And that's my Simpson 260. All kinds of test equipment. Don't actually think I know how to use it all, but I have it, and that's cool too.